Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful podcast.
Great, good. I'm glad we did that today.
The look on your face right now. Just, you better believe we're starting this podcast with a Song of the South reference.
No, I'm ready. I'm totally down for it. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carter.
And my name is Sydney.
And we are trying something new, something we've been talking about for a little while. This is going to be a pilot episode of a Disney podcast we've been trying to do for a while. The idea was Sydney's. Honestly, most of the organization was Sydney, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, so we do kind of a lot of frivolous discussion that escalates quite quickly, when we're together.
Yeah.
And some of our former teachers that we come to visit, we had a video production teacher back in high school that we visit, and he gets a real kick out of seeing us just kind of banter back and forth. And he suggested to us jokingly on Facebook that we should have our own talk show, but we actually decided to just run with it. So now we're trying to have a quote-unquote talk show. This podcast about something that we talk about nonstop, which is just Disney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, our friendship started because of doing commentary and stuff together.
Right.
Because
Sports night.
Yeah. At our high school, we have an event called Sports Night, and you can probably dox us and figure out who we are if you're familiar with the high schools.
Basically.
Yeah, it's just this event where a lot of people play sports, and they
dance.
Dances, a little bit of everything. It's kind of complicated.
And we give subpar comedic commentary over top of it.
Yeah, we just our teacher paired us up together, and it turns out we had a really good rapport.
It was a match. Yeah, it was cool.
Teamwork.
Yeah, makes the dream work all the way.
There's no DreamWorks on this show.
Oh,
Get
I'm
out.
Sorry. Disney,
Get out.
Disney. I'm sorry.
No, that's not okay. We're 3 minutes in, and it's already gone to the dogs. No.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Anyway, so real quick, I thought it would be fun to start off with just our relationship with Disney. What got us interested in Disney, how long we've watched, what our favorite, not necessarily what our favorite stuff is, but what was the spark moment of your Disney love?
Well, when you're a citizen of Earth, basically, that's pretty much all it takes to just be exposed to anything Disney in the first place. Being born in the late 90s, that's kind of where you accumulate all of this Disney kind of almost gets injected into your brain, basically. Where and I still have all the VHS of those 90s Disney, the Beauty and the Beast, the Aladdin, the what's it called?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. That is exactly what I was thinking. But when I was 5 years old, my family took me to Disney World in Orlando, and it was literally magic. It honestly lives up to what you think it is. It lives up to the hype, because I feel I just remember driving all the way from Pennsylvania through North Carolina and on everything in between and getting to Florida. And I feel my memory of it is that I feel I got out of a car and got right into a teacup. And I actually have a photo of myself.
That's so cute.
5-year-old me in a teacup with Minnie Mouse ears on. And that picture is still framed in our house right now. So anyway, fast forward, obviously, loving Disney the way any child would. When I was 3 years old, I had a Little Mermaid birthday party, and that is my mom's pride moment in her life. She is so proud of this party that she put together. She gave out goldfish as gifts. Yeah, she went to the pet store.
Sydney's never told me this story. This is the first time. I'm just sitting here enraptured.
She gave goldfish out to my friends at she went to the pet store and bought these $2 goldfish and actually gave them out as gifts to my guests.
That's so cute, yeah, but also really I've never seen a parent try that hard.
Yeah,
good for her.
That's what happens when you're an only child and your mom has.
I'm bringing that up the next time I see her.
I'll get the goldfish goodie bag goldfish gifts. Yeah, but anyway, so fast forward. So when I was around middle school, I don't know why, but I don't really remember how it started either. But I was obsessed with Disney Channel and Disney everything, and that's kind of where the Lizzie McGuire and the That's So Raven and everything sort of came into play there.
Yeah.
And somehow, I thought, and throughout my life, I've wanted to be, like, various different things. I wanted to be, like, Princess of Genovia and, like, just like everyone. You know, like, I wanted to be Tyra Banks. I wanted to be a lot of different things. And, like, it was kind of like a weekly thing where, like, I changed what it is I wanted to be.
But it's always Disney somehow.
It's always kind of Disney. And there was a period of my time where I actually believed that I wanted to be, like, a Disney historian because I, like, found that back in the day, when Netflix used to be a DVD rental service.
Yeah.
Do you remember those ancient days?
Yeah.
Where
back when physical media meant something.
You went on the computer and you found a DVD and they mailed it to your house and you mailed it back. That sounds so, like, primitive.
Yeah.
Now that I think about
kids, a DVD, it's this little compact a compact disc, which is like this little piece of plastic that used to spin in your computer. See, your computers used to be bigger because they had disc drive. All right, joke's over.
Anyway,
Get back to your story.
Anyway, I somehow came across, I was, like, looking for, like, you know, Disney DVDs or whatever it was I was looking for. I found a DVD that was, like, a documentary style. I don't even remember what it's called. I wish I knew the title of this film.
Waking Sleeping Beauty?
No, it's
That's
just
a more
about,
recent one, actually.
I feel like the focus of this film was more... Well, no, okay, the focus of this film was about Walt Disney himself, and it was kind of about his career starting as, like, a comic, like, an illustrator and, like, that sort of thing, and then, like, how he was in the, you know, the Air Force, and then, what I really remember about it was the development of the theme parks. Anyway, I was watching that, and then, you know, how they have commentary from, like, various experts, and, like, somebody there, like, it was, like, their name, and it said Disney historian, and I was like,
that's
what I want to be.
That's such a cool, like...
That's what I want to be.
That's, like, a cool origin moment. Like,
right?
that, like, I have that moment of watching Social Network when I'm looking at, like, the crew list, and I realize, oh, people make these? That's, like... It's like that moment where you realize the thing you love is also a job. That's so
exactly,
cool.
Yeah. So I was probably around, like, 6th or 7th grade when I was like, I'm obsessed with Disney and I want to know, like, more about Disney history. So, like, back in, like, middle school, there were, like, these projects that you could do where, like, they just kind of, like, introduce you to public speaking. So they make you, like, do a research topic on any topic you want in the world, and then you give, like, a speech on it. And so I chose, like, Walt Disney, and I kind of, like, independently dove in, and I actually did, like, in-depth research on this man's life, and I still have books, like, that are, like, about his life. Like, I know his parents' names, and I know his wife's name, and I know all his children's, and I know, like, the year he was born, 1901, and, like, I know so much information, just because, like, I don't know, I was so interested in this man and, like, his whole career, and, like, I have, like, books with, like, sketches of, like, all the dwarves that didn't make it to, like, the final 7. Like random, like...
Stuff only someone really dedicated would
right,
know.
yeah.
Someone who makes this their, like, life's work.
And then people started, like, giving me things. Like, people would, like, find these random, like, old Disney books at, like, craft shows or, like yard sales. And they'd be like, I thought of you, and, like, here's a cool, like, book that, like,
that became, like, your snow globe thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cute.
So, and... there was a period of my time where I, like, abandoned Disney altogether, and I think everyone goes through that.
Oh, absolutely. So, that was, like, going to be my whole story.
Yeah. So I abandoned Disney when I got to high school. I, like, totally abandoned everything Disney. And that is because when I was in middle school, I was obsessed, like, disgustingly obsessed with High School Musical. So you can imagine my, you know, disgust when I got to high school. And there was nothing but, like, stoners and, like, pregnant girls. Like, do you understand?
We went to a very...
we went to a nice public high school.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
We honestly, we're spoiled. Like, as far as public schools go, like, we went to a pretty decent high school, but there certainly was no singing.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'll say this. We went to a pretty nice high school. It was very dedicated to the arts.
It was.
We had a lot of incredible teachers who were committed to making sure every kid got the best opportunity they got.
Absolutely.
But one of the most interesting discussions I ever had was the fact that our high school, which I'm trying not to say the name, but just is, you will see every single walk of life, like every social class,
which is a blessing
every
and
race,
a curse.
It's simultaneously, in terms of preparing you for the future, is a godsend because it makes you mature and realize the world is much bigger than you, and there's people who, you know, have completely different experiences than you, which at the bare minimum at least sets you up for more empathy. But also, it can be really disillusioned when high school is presented as a wacky sitcom world, and it is not that.
So I showed up to high school real angry about that. So I left, I don't know, I just found things to be more interested in, and that was kind of when I figured out that I wanted to be, a dancer, I wanted to be in the performing arts more, but, I sort of abandoned all things Disney, and I remember, I was flipping through channels one day in, the 11th grade, and High School Musical, 2 was on, and I was like, I liked this. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And just watching the commercial, and I was like, I can't believe I used to, watch all this. This is awful. And I just was so uninterested in everything Disney. I did not care. And then I watched High School Musical 3, the graduation episode, or the graduation movie.
The episode. It feels like an episode.
I know, right?
It feels like...
But I watched it, the year of my own graduation, and I became suddenly, very, very emotional, and I was, realizing, oh my god, that's me, they're right,
yeah.
I'm leaving all of this, oh my god. And I don't really know how... I can't quite say how, but just, over the last few years, I've returned to Disney, and I'm just as obsessed as I was many, many years ago. And it's all come full circle, and I'm back exactly where I was, just now discussing Disney, my obsession of Disney, and having these discussions about Disney everything, with a friend that actually cares, because usually there's someone just looking at me nodding no, that's a nice.
Oh God, my
cute.
girlfriend,
yeah.
my 7-year girlfriend, she always judges me. She always judges me. And honestly, I did not know a lot of that. Just listening to that was kind of enrapturing, because I only knew, because we met senior year of high school, so I did not get,
second semester of senior year.
Yeah, late in the game.
Right, yeah.
But, that's a pretty awesome story.
That's my Disney story.
That's a cool hashtag Disney story.
Hashtag Disney story.
Share your Disney story in the, well, if we're posting it on Tumblr, Tumblr doesn't have comments. I don't know. I've never been on Tumblr.
Tumblr... you can, repost it and then, post your own comment onto it.
Then repost it with your Disney story. Hashtag Disney story.
And, we'll catch it. Or, tweet using the hashtag Disney story, and then we'll find it on Twitter, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Side note, Disney, we love you.
We love
Please
you.
Don't sue us.
Please don't sue us.
For co-opting your name into a hashtag. My Disney story, unfortunately, it's not as exciting and beautiful as yours and poignant.
It's not as poetic.
Which is weird, because this was the only topic I really brought to the game this week. That and one other one. I've actually never been to Disney World or Land. My sister finally went with my dad, and he got horribly injured. But that's neither here nor there.
It's easy in Disney World.
Yeah.
They're crazy with those strollers out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a room with a lot of blood in it. Let's put it that way. Anywho, growing up, I've always said I am the most stereotypical American kid as it comes in terms of my parents sat me down in front of the TV a lot. I spent most of my time watching movies and playing video games, eating junk food. Yeah, cheese-based junk food and chips. And I turned out relatively okay, I'd like to say. So I feel like that's the motivational story of hey, just because you're American doesn't mean you need to be terrible.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, man, I'm going to get some heat for that one later.
Sips tea. Okay.
But yeah, growing up as a kid, one of the bases of my constant television watching was Disney. We had pretty much every major Disney release on VHS, every one they released.
Still do.
There would just be days where I would just sit down and watch a bunch of them. And it's so funny because, as much as I watch them, I only have these hazy, ghost-like remembrances of some of the earlier ones. Three Caballeros. Is that right? I
think a Cabanero is a dish.
Oh, God, I did a racism, didn't I?
I'm pretty sure a Cabanero is a food, something related to food. That's a good...
What's the actual term?
I may be pronouncing this really wrong, but I believe it's the Three Caballeros.
Caballeros.
Caballeros? I don't know. All I remember is the song Tiki Room.
I've watched it. I know I've watched it 100 times.
Yeah.
I know I've watched Snow White 100 times. I know I've watched, I guess the most recent one, Aladdin. There's so much I don't remember from that. Where it's I just have these ghosty, hazy, remembrances of what they were.
Wow.
And my mom ended up giving up away all those VHSs, which sucks because they're worth so much money.
Yeah, I still
we ran out of VHSs. All of ours broke, and we can't buy another one.
I'm looking for a VHS player.
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt.
some douche in his basement probably has like
Has
55.
4.
Like, these are an investment.
Right.
Like, I could sell these for parts and still make a fortune.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, growing up as a kid, I just, loved Disney movies. I didn't really see...
Question, did you have Disney sing-along videos?
I had a few.
Okay.
Yeah,
So did
like,
I.
I would sing along. Like, I was obsessed with Jungle Book. Like, my dad went to Disney once and bought all of the plushie guys. Like, so I had a Baloo, I had a Kaa, I had a King Louie. And just something about Jungle Book particularly hit me as a kid. Yeah, and even as a younger kid, I still liked them all. I was still like, yay, Disney. But we sort of grew up in that weird, like the 2000s, that weird spot where Disney kind of stalled. Like, it looked like it was a point when, we didn't know what was going to happen to their animation studio. Like, the hand-drawn department was dying. The Disney features were kind of in a weird spot.
I feel like that part, like the 2000s, the sort of early mid-2000s, was where Disney put like all of their energy into the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And like did some like Prime stuff.
Yeah, with like their live action especially.
Right,
yeah. Like, and I grew up watching all that stuff and I loved it. But their animated films, it was like, and then that was the birth of Pixar. So most of my Disney experience was Pixar. And I grew up a Pixar kid. I loved all 3 Toy Stories. I loved Bug's Life. I loved Incredibles. I loved Ratatouille.
What's your political opinion of Finding Nemo?
As a kid, it was my favorite movie.
But like, are you that douchebag that like says all the words with the movie?
No. I try to avoid doing that.
I absolutely hate those people.
Yeah. No, I can be that person sometimes, but I try to use restraint. Like Moana, I was that. Yeah, same.
Yeah,
oh no.
I'm already getting there. Like as soon as it comes on, I'm like, in the beginning.
Yeah.
There was only ocean.
I hate to like delay this topic any longer, but me and Sydney love Moana. We're big Moana people. We've seen it. We saw an early screening.
Yes.
Then you saw it with your mom.
On Christmas. And then
we saw it again. We went to 2 different theaters to see it because we got the wrong times and like it was sold out.
Yeah. It was a dramatic story, but we like fought tooth and nail to see Moana so I could see it a 3rd time. And then I recently picked it up on DVD because it came out last week, finally.
And I've watched bits and pieces online multiple times at this point.
Yes. So I literally know every word from heart. I know all of the Samoan, all of the Polynesian, all of the like Hawaiian lyrics, and my mom looks at me like I'm nuts. Because I'm, like, singing in Hawaiian, but, like, I do not care. Like, it's my favorite. Like, it's my new favorite. It is my ultimate, like, my number one.
We are going to have an episode. Within the first 4 episodes, we're having a Moana-centric episode.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm surprised we didn't make this win it, but we needed a more introductory episode.
We did.
Anyway.
Okay, so, about your life.
Yeah. Then, again.
Pixar-ish.
Yeah. Like, sort of as I got to middle school, I grew out of it. I was like, Disney's for kids and babies. Like, I looked at the trailer for Tangled even that early, and I was just like, who wants to watch this? I'd rather watch like another. Why don't they make another Incredibles movie? And I could like. I guess for me it was more extreme because I'm a guy, and you're like just kitty girl, poopy stuff.
Singing.
Yeah, singing. Who needs sincerity?
Who needs song? Yeah.
And like late high school, I just. You know what it was? It was the 1-2 punch of Wreck-It Ralph and Frozen, because I saw Wreck-It Ralph in theaters with my friends, loved it, really got a kick out of it. I loved the message. It was right up my alley because I'm a big video game guy. Really hit a chord with me where I'm like, man, this is a really good film.
Have you heard about the sequel?
Yeah, we'll get to that someday.
We need to talk
I
about
have mixed
that.
feelings.
Yeah.
And then Frozen, and everyone was telling me Frozen. One of my favorite critics, Bob Chipman, gave this gushing review of Frozen, and I'm like, man, is it really that good? And I watched it, and I was just blown away. I'm like, this is smart, this is clever, and I know it's kind of become a popular thing to kind of crap on Frozen, and there's a lot of problems with it that I openly acknowledge. Yeah. But just the level, like, something with that film just struck a chord with me and made me realize how much artistry went into these films. And that also coincided with me coming to film school here at NYU. I guess it's okay I mentioned that. Yeah, I go to college at New York University. And where they have a really underappreciated but super dedicated animation program. And they really sell you on this beautiful art form. And I don't know, just all the right pieces came together to make me really appreciate especially hand-drawn, just how much artistry there was. I took a class on history of animation and learned a lot of cool Disney tidbits. And yeah, I'm a big Disney Disney guy. Get me those pins. Get me all those commemorative mugs, and I'm in.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's our hashtag Disney story.
Hashtag Disney story.
And, share yours in the comments. We're going to take a quick pause, and then we're going to come up with our very first topic. We'll be right back with our last topic for the day. We're going to go into sort of like a fun random topic we've had. We're going to try to do one or two of these every episode.
Yeah.
And this is one Sydney came up with. Again, she did most of the legwork for this episode. The most useless... All right, and this is 3 different topics. Who is the most useless Disney prince? Mm-hmm. Who is the most useless Disney princess? And who is the most useless Disney character in general? Wild card, as we call it.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Prince. Sydney, would you like to contribute someone?
Okay, so my most useless prince would probably have to be... We're looking at everything right now. We have them pulled up just so we don't mind.
The fact that we need to pull up names, I think, says a lot.
Says a lot. So apparently this dude, Prince Ferdinand from his Snow White, he just makes me angry. Okay. So just as far as Disney romance is involved, I just think Prince Ferdinand and Snow White, they're the most unromantic couple that there could ever be. I just feel like he does absolutely nothing for her, but then still gets to put her on his horse. Yeah. At the very end. All he did was show up, and he was like, oh, is this a funeral? And then they're like, yeah, she dead, dude. Yeah, she already died. I feel like the 7 dwarves were there for her. They're the one, taking her into her...
They're contemplating whether or not they're complicit in a sexual assault.
Right. But then they're they're the ones that chase after the witch for her. They're the ones
who do all of the work.
All of the work, trying
everything
to save this girl.
All of Snow White's work too. While we're at it, other than the cleaning.
Her.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They preserve her body.
Yep. They funeralize her somehow, and then he just rolls up. And he's like, oh, hey, he's just going to show up. Even the dude that was supposed to kill her, the hitman, he even had more compassion.
Yeah, he even did more that, get the witch off his track.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Just because he's like, man, this is really messed up. I'm about to murder a 16-year-old. I really need to rethink things.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, lady, get out of here.
At least that's some kind of nuanced characterization where someone pauses and reflects the fact that they were almost complicit in a royal murder. Technically assassination, because my understanding is Snow White is a princess in this canon.
Right, yeah.
So at least he did something.
But, no. Yeah, Prince Ferdinand, you're taking up space, dude, and you're not doing a damn thing. But just, coming up trespassing on his property, singing to this girl, scaring her off anyway. She wasn't even into you like that.
Yeah, it was more just you had one nice romantic talk, and then she was kind of like, oh, I have to go.
Right, yeah, basically.
Oh, no.
One song. Yeah, that was his little ballad. And she was like, oh, you can sing, that's fine.
Yeah, I feel like ultimately this is going to come down to a pretty epic battle between Ferdinand and Prince Charming. Originally I was going to go with Prince Charming because he says 2 words. He's like, wait, where are you going? Come back. You danced with me. That gives me permission.
Right.
Yeah, what the F, man? His most notable piece of animation is the fact that he yawns. That's the most sophisticated motion he gets throughout the entire piece. But on the other hand, and a part of the reason I hate him is just because of, again, the live action one gives him so much more character. I'm just see, this was really that easy, guys. Right. It's not that hard to come up with a compelling male character.
Right.
God knows we've had plenty of white male protagonists. Do you think you can figure this one out? Even at the time Prince Charming was created, because that was 1950. Yeah. We had already had 30 years of cinema of white male protagonists. It's not that hard, guys. Oh yeah, I think we've tipped our head on our politics a little too much. But in his defense, at least he goes and tries to find his princess. Ferdinand appears to have just stumbled upon this whole scene.
Right.
Just a bunch of weirdos in the forest with a dead girl.
Right.
And just kind of been like, this is weird.
What's this? Yeah.
She kind of looks familiar.
Hey, I know this chick.
Yeah. Wait, does he recognize her?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, does he? How can you look that up?
I don't know. I don't really remember, and I've watched this movie a lot because I have it on the DVD.
Dwarfs place her in a glass coffin.
Remember.
Prince hears this and comes to the clearing after singing one song. Okay, so he does sing the same song they sung together. So I'm going to take that as he kind of recognizes her.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to go with. But we still are not 100% sure. He might have just kissed a stranger.
Basically.
Like, I know it's like, ha ha ha, kiss without consent, she's, like, drugged.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, you know, when you say, like, especially now, in that light, it's like, maybe. Also, I'm looking at this pretty picture of all the print. No, that's photoshopped. I was going to say, have they ever done, like, because there's the Disney Princess canon. Have they ever done that for the princes where they all have, like, their nice outfits?
No.
Because this, like, they have these really nice images that look on Disney Princess Wiki, because there's a wiki for everything. And they have these nice pictures that look like they could be, but I don't know. But at least he goes and looks for, he's like, I need to find this girl.
Yeah, Prince Charming.
So that's a slight point in its favor.
Right.
I mean, I think this one is easier than Princess just because, you know, the first two are just so boring. Yeah. Like at least Prince Philip is given a, like, granted he needed to get his sword and shield gifted to him, but at least he still fought.
Right, yeah.
He's like, I want something, I'm going to man up and fight for it.
Basically.
I'm going to kill a dragon. I mean, Eric's just an idiot. How does he not recognize this mermaid?
Eric should have been killed. When that boat crash should have killed him. Like, I think of so many things to these movies, and I'm like, that should have killed you. Like, you should have died. Really,
I'm sorry, you're dead. You're dead.
You should have died.
Like, at least Eric kills Ursula. He drives a boat. He did the one thing he's vaguely competent at.
I'm still mad at him for just, like, falling under the spell. I mean, I don't know how we could have,
he's more of just an ass.
But, like, I'm
still mad at falling in love for another girl.
Marry this chick instead today.
Also, sorry, I know, like, sorry. I know you look exactly like that mermaid. Like, maybe just the fact that you don't have the shell bra on, I don't recognize you.
Maybe.
And I know your voice was kind of the thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's just dumb.
And when he's trying to guess her name, like, it's the most he is, like, frustrating.
Yeah,
like,
he's infuriating. It's like, come on, man. You've had, like, 6 chances to make this work, and you're just not.
But he was, like, for sure, like, honestly, telling the truth here, he is my first, like, Disney, like, crush prince.
He is handsome.
Like, oh, I like men. And especially that one. I do declare. No, Prince Eric is, he was fine. He had it going on.
Yeah. Beast, apparently his name is Prince Adam?
I did know that, actually.
What?
Yeah.
That's canon?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Prince Adam is neither here nor there for me. I feel like he didn't really spend time being a prince.
As Beast, he's cool.
Right.
As a prince, it's just like...
You just showed up. Yeah, at the end with long locks.
Yeah, I guess you could argue he's incompetent on the grounds of, like, he's been ruling this castle. Like, he has to be king of something.
Right.
And just no one has wondered, where the hell did the king... Are we just a bunch of peasants on the loose now?
Right.
Like, is this a metaphor for the French Revolution? Aladdin, well, he's the title character, so he's fine, right?
Yeah,
he's just kind of a liar.
He's
not useless. Like, he does things. He saves the day.
But, I mean, is he really, like, a prince?
Yeah, he's kind of... No. Yeah, he's not a prince.
No.
John Smith...
Okay.
Well, he's not a prince,
Not exactly, like, useless.
But
I'm just trying to figure out...
Like, for all his talk about, like, oh, I'm this great, like, explorer. I've fought engines all over the place.
Exactly.
Like, he gets whooped. He gets shot.
Basically,
he gets the crap kicked out of him. He gets kidnapped. Like, he doesn't really do that much.
I just still don't understand how, like, in the matter of a day, we've just decided to forgive the fact that, like, he's totally racist, and he was really racist from the beginning of the movie.
But like, one song and, like...
And then, if
I mean, I understand Pocahontas is gorgeous, but, like, I mean, overcoming racial bounds takes a little more than looking at a very pretty person and being like, wow.
Jumping off of a cliff with them and being like, oh, I'm convinced.
Also, I know it's been stated before, but John Smith was not this, like, handsome, like, chiseled blonde. He was a short, stubby brunette. But that's neither here nor there.
Neither there.
Do we count John Rolfe?
No.
He's a concert.
Historically correct. Yes, no, we don't.
Li
Shang is I have such a crush on Li Shang. Yeah. I think he is hunky, and I adore him. I'm excited. And I think he's a good ass dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, he has that weird gay panic thing, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
He has a what? What are you talking about?
There's this whole thing. Okay, and this joke's been made before, but he kind of has this, like, gay panic moment when he's, like, when Mulan is disguised as a guy, where Mulan's like, for what it's worth, I think you're a great captain, and he kind of gets this look like, I'm weirdly attracted to this young boy. And then when he discovers Mulan's a woman, he kind of has this, like, I'm not gay. Watch that movie again.
No, I've watched all the time. I've never even considered that, dude.
Like,
But
I don't. Yeah, he's cool. He's competent.
Like, I feel like he's
he
the
helps
most
save
honorable,
China. Yeah, he's the
like,
best.
Right, he's the best.
If
and
we
then,
do a best
and then
Disney
he
prince,
doesn't
he's
kill her, even though like the law says he totally should.
Yeah, he has honor. He helps save the day,
Basically.
even though he refuses to do drag.
Right.
Or they don't ask him to.
No, they don't.
Like all the other characters. But
yeah, Chan-Po and him.
I'm excited to see him in live action, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially because...
I'm excited to see actual Asian people
that's my thing. Yeah. Because there's always been this talk of, like, you know...
Whitewashing.
That and the stereotype of, like, oh, our culture emasculates Asian men.
Yep.
Like, oh, Asian men can't be sexy. Like, I like that this presents an opportunity because everyone agrees he's sexy. People like him. He's hot. So, you know what? We're going to take this stereotype head on and be like, hell yeah, Asian men can be sexy.
Yeah, for sure.
Assuming they don't whitewash it. But after this Ghost in the Shell, after seeing this Ghost in the Shell, I don't think you can, like, in good faith, I don't think they're dumb enough to fall for it. Prince Naveen is kind of useless at the beginning, but he learns.
Prince Naveen, yeah, like he actually learns to mince things. He learns to trade. He wants to be useful. Like he
tries
whatever. Like he's completely useless, and he admits that he's useless, and he doesn't want to be used for anything at all. And then he's like, oh, this chick has endurance. Like she's got.
She's inspirational.
Yeah. She's a hard worker, and I am suddenly in love with her for whatever reason, but I also want to be like her, and I also want to help her get her shit together.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be useful now in any way that I can, and agree to marry this chick that I don't really like, just so that you can get to where you're going. So he goes from 0 to 100.
Yeah, I think if we're talking most useless at any point, it probably would have to be Prince Naveen, because that's not true because
most useless.
That's not even true. I want to say that, but it's not because because he's just spoiled. Like he's capable. He's just lazy and spoiled.
And I mean, but he doesn't. But he even he's like, I don't know how to do anything.
I was like, I grew up in a castle.
Yeah,
I've spent my whole life traveling and wooing ladies.
Yeah, what was me?
Yeah, at least he does stuff. It seems like Prince Charming and Ferdinand don't do anything.
He became useful.
Yeah. All right, so, it's pretty much down to Prince Charming or Ferdinand.
Yeah, so Prince Charming or Ferdinand. Ferdinand, number one, you
you know what?
Here.
Honestly, after hearing your argument, I kind of have to agree with you. As much as Prince Charming annoys me, Ferdinand, and he's barely in the effing movie.
I know.
at least Prince Charming gets, the second half.
Right, yeah.
So, we're going to have to go with Ferdinand on that one,
Ferdinand,
from Snow White
most
fame.
Useless prince that Disney ever created. Okay, so shall we move on to princesses?
Disney princesses.
Disney princess.
Can we agree not to include Sleeping Beauty? Because I feel like... Because that's the easy answer.
She is the most useless.
All right, you know what? We're just going to sell this right now. She's the most useless.
Sleeping Beauty is the most useless princess that there
ever
was.
Let's say, for the sake of, Aurora.
These pictures of
here we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
So just for the sake of, a more interesting debate, let's look at them.
See, but let's figure this out. What makes a princess useful? What makes you a good character?
For me, above all, it's what is their ambition? What do they want to achieve?
What kind of song?
And what do they do? What is their want? And what are they willing to do to get it?
Right.
Because,
if that's the case, I think Cinderella's useless.
I guess her criteria can vary. See, again, I don't want to put her there because she works hard. She has ambition. She designs things.
I guess I just disagree with princesses that are waiting for.
Yeah, I guess
for someone else to be like, oh, you're gonna.
I guess what it comes down to is, how much do you value waiting versus doing? Because my argument would be toward Ariel because she wants something, and the only way she gets it is through other people.
Through witchcraft.
She endangers other people to get her. That makes her more selfish, though. Really.
But I mean, when I think about it, for some reason I have more sympathy for the princesses because I feel like I remember that they're, children. Yeah. You're a 16-year-old, and, I feel like I understand.
I excuse it a little more.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people resonate with Ariel, because she acts like a 16-year-old. For good and for ill.
Exactly, yeah. Ariel, I mean, was she useless? I mean, she got herself into her trouble.
Yeah.
And then, like...
She has initiative, but it's bad initiative.
Yeah, that's true. And, didn't show up to her obligations. Like, didn't
she
show up
needs
to her
father
concert.
to break the contract. She needs
Basically.
She needs her boyfriend to kill the monster. And then she needs her dad again to get her legs so she can get her dream.
Contract. Yeah, your father, like,
she
lost
has
his
initiative,
power so
but she doesn't do anything with that initiative.
Basically, yeah.
Like,
interesting.
I think to eliminate an obvious one, I think Belle, she's not useless.
Eliminate Belle, eliminate
She has
Tiana.
skills and she has ambition.
Eliminate
Tiana,
Pocahontas,
for me, is my
Mulan.
favorite princess.
Yes.
Because she has ambition,
right.
she has skills,
so,
and she's going to get it.
So, like, just to, as a start, okay, Moana, not
We'll count
Moana.
Moana.
Okay,
we'll count Moana, but
Tiana,
she's definitely not.
Tiana, Mulan, Pocahontas, like, useful to the max.
Yeah. Like, I can complain that Pocahontas is kind of bland as a character, but as a person, she's very competent, she has skills, and she knows what she wants.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And what she wants is for the greater good anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we could argue... Anna, like, the joke is she's kind of like those original princesses, where she's just kind of waiting for someone to come and get her.
She's the Prince Harry of Frozen. Like, you're not going to be important, but, like, you're the redhead sibling. And, and you're here to, like, still be cool.
She grows and evolves. Like, she ends up being noble and sacrificing. She does stuff.
She does stuff. Yeah, I don't think I would call her really useless anyway, except to just come around and nag her sister and ask for the same thing.
It's more that she's just love crazy. And they play that for like, that's the point is getting over that. Yeah. So I wouldn't really count her either. Elsa...
I think Elsa has some useless qualities. Like, I think for, like, most of the movie, like, you're not listening to reason, and you're just making yourself, like, excitable, and then
but
like,
I feel like that's her parents' fault more than anyone.
True that, but this is like, I don't know what she's supposed to do. Like, I don't know what I would really prefer her to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want her to be more agreeable as a person. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know. For me, she has enough skills that it slightly overcomes it.
Yeah.
Like, comparing her to... Honestly, all right, between Cinderella and Snow White, I feel like Snow White is more useless. Because Snow White, she just, she, like, runs away, but, like, I don't know.
See, but, like, she, like, runs a household for, like, 7 people.
Yeah, but Cinderella also has a whole household she takes care of, and she also...
That's true.
Like, I feel like Snow White doesn't really have an ambition. She talks about, like, when will my prince come?
Exactly. They're both kind of waiting.
Yeah, they're both waiting, but I feel like Cinderella has more of, like, ambition to her wait. She's like, I want to go to this ball. I want to go. Whereas Snow White, the prince just shows up, and then she leaves.
Again, you
and then he finds her again.
Useless, both of you.
I know it's hard. I know we're crapping on an animated classic here, and it's a beautiful film, and we'll talk about it later.
Movie,
but
Aurora asleep still.
Yeah, one sleeper character I think we need to consider here, and I wouldn't count really Rapunzel. I mean,
She's somewhere.
Yeah, she's somewhere in between.
Yeah, she's somewhere in the middle.
Like, because she does things.
She does things. Yeah.
She wants stuff.
But she's still waiting too.
Yeah.
But, like, she's still waiting for, like, permission and, like, the grace of
she's
her
more just
mother.
Subservient, which isn't useless. It's just, like, you respect authority.
Exactly, yeah.
Princess Jasmine is one I think might be a sleeper candidate for this. Because, yes, she clearly has something she wants, but at the same time, she has absolutely no plan whatsoever to get it.
Except for just to say no to everything her father suggests.
At least, you know what? I have my gripes with Ariel, but at least she goes. At least she acts.
Right, yeah.
Like, at least she does something to set all these dominoes in motion. Whereas Jasmine, she leaves the palace, and then you just realize, oh my god, she has no idea what she's doing.
She leaves the palace just to, like, use her royalty to get back into the palace. After the guards catch Aladdin, then she, like, whips off her hood, and then she's like, excuse me, I'm a damn princess. I'm your boss.
Yeah, step off.
Yeah, step off. Yeah, and then I'm like, that's not why you left. Like, chick, you're missing the point here. Like,
like,
you're not allowed to cheat.
She almost got her hand cut off from stealing fruit that she had no.
Right.
Like, does she? Like, she complains.
Pick up an apple.
Yeah, she complains about the rules. Like, oh, these rules that keep us from marrying.
Right.
Have you read them?
Right.
Is this the only one you care about? Because you should know what happens to people who steal in your country, ma'am. You're going to be a ruler in like 10 years.
Yeah, that's funny.
So okay, so that do you think we can count her in this like final debate?
As useless?
Yeah. Because I think
actually, yes.
I think it comes down to Snow White, Cinderella, Ariel, or Jasmine. Like, I'm
we
kind
haven't talked about Merida.
Oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to bring up. You know, for all... And I hate crapping on Brave. I realize it's the popular thing to do. Yeah. But at the same time, it's so frustrating that they're like, we made this really empowered princess who has all of these skills and is so good at doing all this stuff. But at the same time, what does she do? Like, she turns her mom into a bear for no reason. Just because her mom is trying to be pragmatic. Like, for all of her, like, I'm super tough and really good at hunting, she like, there's multiple scenes where she's just cowering to this bear. Yep. And she needs her mom to solve. The only thing she really does at the end is stop all the fighting by using diplomacy. Which is something, but again, it just proves her mom was right. So her ambition was incorrect. So, yeah, that's one. I knew I was forgetting one that I was like, I think this is a sleeper. I think that gives us one from each era. Mm-hmm. Like, Merida of the modern princesses, from the Renaissance, Jasmine and Ariel, and then from the classics, Snow White and Cinderella. Right. I guess my argument would be, I'm almost tempted to be harsher toward Ariel, Jasmine, and Merida because they pretend to be better. Yeah. They pretend to be empowered. Right. They pretend to have learned from the past and, like, be more sophisticated, complex heroes with ambition. Right. But but they still fall into the same traps, just slightly different with more personality.
I'm kind of giving Jasmine a little more slack just because how I feel like she kind of pulled it together at the end where she like is wearing that sexy slave outfit that
she does something at the end.
Forever.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like
just that outfit, just wearing that outfit honestly meant so much to me.
Just but pulling a Star Wars to save the I don't know, pulling a Leia to.
I mean, but like I feel like that's a little step up above.
I don't know. Making yourself a sex object, though.
Yeah.
That's a really sad step, Sid. That's a really sad step.
That's funny. Okay, well, do you have anything else to say about princesses, or should we move on to just, like,
well, I guess let's, like, you know what? I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Jasmine. The apple thing really annoys me. Just, like, the apple...
As the most useless? So, like she's your end-all, be-all. She's the most useless princess of the princesses.
Again, maybe I'm slightly leaning toward the modern ones because we pretend they're slightly more empowered. You know what? No, I'm going to go Ariel.
I'm going to go Cinderella.
For me, the ending is what gets me. Ariel's just sitting there on the rock like, I can never have that. Her father sorts it out and gets her legs.
Yeah.
Like, you learned nothing. The father is the one who...
You almost killed him. Like, your father was, like, almost gave up his life.
That's a funny thing. He's more of the developed character. He's the one who learned something to, like, listen to his daughter.
He was destroying things in the beginning.
Like, it's his story. He's learning to, like, respect her and humans.
Right. Yeah,
so, I will go Ariel.
Okay.
And you're going?
I stand firm in Cinderella. I really don't appreciate it. I really don't pick up what she's putting down. I don't think, like, you being an indentured servant to, like you being an indentured servant to your family, to your step family, that's a thing. Like, you do things, but I just feel like people showed up and did stuff for you, like the fairy godmother, and I don't know why I feel like it's a little more credible than Snow White. Like, I feel like Snow White
just acts like
useful.
Yeah, she just sort of gets pushed into. I don't know.
She does get pushed into stuff. Yeah,
but at least she, like, I don't know.
There's, like, a hit out on Snow White. Like, someone's really actively trying to kill her.
I guess to a certain extent, having the sense to, like, get the F out of there gives her a little advantage.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like Cinderella's been a grossly underappreciated princess. But that's just me.
What do you mean? Cinderella is the princess, though. Like, she's the end-all, there's a whole castle.
Yeah, but, like, in terms of feminist critique, she tends to get the short end of the stick, I feel like. Oh. Just in terms of, like...
No, I don't appreciate her.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to convince you otherwise. But
I don't appreciate
again,
her.
For me, her story is just, you know, helping even the littlest person can pay off in the biggest way.
Yeah.
But if we're going on a useless, to practical scale, again, and it comes down to, I guess, how we interpret uselessness.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess she still is waiting a lot, and her only ambition is to go to a ball.
Yeah.
Where I don't even think her objective was to meet the prince. It was just to go.
I don't think...
Like, in the live action, she's like, I need to see this prince again.
Well, now that I'm thinking about, like, songs that they sing, I mean, Snow White is the one that is like, oh, someday my prince will come.
Whereas Cinderella's just dreaming. Dream for your dreams.
Right. But when I think about, like, what is Snow White's motive, like, it's honestly just staying alive. Because I feel like what you said, like, people are just trying to kill her left and right.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And she's just trying to, like...
But sense of self-preservation isn't useless.
Right,
It takes a
you're
lot
right,
to
you're right.
like commit to like
That's-
just continually outrunning people.
I don't know. I stand by.
Alright.
I think Cinderella is the most useless Disney princess.
So that brings us down to then we have Ariel and Cinderella as our respected most useless Disney princesses. If
Okay.
you guys feel free to chime in with your opinions, that one could get pretty
Disney.
decisive. Hashtag
Disney,
useless princess.
Hashtag useless princess. Yes.
Hashtag Carter rules.
Hashtag Cinderella is useless. That would be my hashtag.
And that gets us down to our very last, the wild card.
So any character at all that just serves no purpose here is doing nothing for anybody.
Who doesn't
And
accomplish
just
anything.
taking up space. Maybe.
That's hard. There's so many characters.
I guess like Flick and Miko are like, why are y'all here?
Flick and Miko from
Pocahontas.
Oh, the support. There's so many
There's
goddamn
so many.
animal characters in that.
Yeah.
And and they don't talk like.
No, they're just kind of in the way a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if they talked, because then they
even
could add more
break-
personality.
They're destructive. Like
Yeah.
Miko is destructive. Like he breaks that pot
Yeah.
in his
All
in
they
in
do,
their house,
like-
and then he like breaks the rock. He like
Yeah.
starts like banging the clock. His like.
The
like,
the
pocket
only
watch.
thing they serve to do is a crappy metaphor for native English relations,
Basically.
which I'm like, I guess that's something. You know what? I'm going to go in a slightly different direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go either Sebastian or the toucan from Lion King.
You think Sebastian, Zazu?
Zazu. I always forget. I'm terrible
wait,
with Lion
what's
King.
useless about
Well,
Sebastian?
I would.
Zazu.
I'm
is
going
useless.
with a different interpretation of useless
Okay.
here. For me, it's they clearly want. They have an objective.
Authority.
Both of them, they're very similar characters in
Right.
terms of that '90s Disney formula, where they are like they answer to the
Your
king,
supervisor.
and their job is to keep the younglings in line.
Right.
Neither of them can do that.
Couldn't do
They
that
both
successfully.
suck
Yeah.
at their job. They are so bad. Like
That's very true. I mean,
the amount of crap Simba gets himself into because this guy can't micromanage 2 kid lions. And the amount of crap that Ariel starts because, well, Sebastian less so because, like,
Sebastian tried to.
yeah, he
He
tried.
sang a whole song about it. I mean.
Yeah, like, he put up a better fight.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
there's the interesting dichotomy of does a whole song and dance that makes the ocean seem really cool.
Yeah.
Whereas in a similar scene in Lion King, it's Simba that's doing like, man,
It's
I can't
like-
wait to be king.
Right.
And
And Zazu's like.
Zazu's
yeah, F you.
helpless
Yeah,
to stop
Zazu
it.
was literally like, you ain't gonna be king of shit. Like, Zazu was literally like, you're not king. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like, shooting him down.
Yeah.
In this song.
He's trying to dress him down and failing miserably.
yeah.
He gets crushed. He gets annihilated by a hippopotamus rear
Right?
end.
Exactly.
Like he's dead. He's dead. He's crushed.
As
his
whereas
bones are
Sebastian has,
flat.
like, a timeless song. I mean.
Yeah.
That will live
I'm
on
willing to
forever
give
and
Sebastian more of a free pass. Yeah, because he has one of the most iconic Disney songs of all
ever.
time.
Of all time,
But
yeah.
at the same time, all of this could have been avoided if he could have been better at dealing with this kid.
Also, he put on a concert and, like, his soloist was missing.
Yeah. Exactly. How do you screw that up? Did you not do roll call?
Yeah, showed up.
Did you not have like a buddy
in a
system?
goldfish drawn carriage?
And you had to-
Sebastian, and then he like sets up.
I think
and
that's why I
your
want to put Ariel as
lead-
useless princess too.
'cause
Your
she had one
sisters
job. Yeah.
trained for
Right,
weeks.
rehearsed this for how long?
For
and you did not
weeks.
show up to this
And you couldn't do this one thing for your family. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's kind of
funny.
weird that you have to do a whole song and dance number to worship your dad, but still,
Right.
they worked really hard on this.
Yeah, there was
There was lots
choreography in
of
that.
there
Yes.
was 360 underwater choreography.
Exactly.
An infinite number of directions you can swim and dance into. And they nailed it.
Oh
They did a
my
great
gosh.
job and you ruined it.
That's funny.
So that would probably
Yeah.
be my choice.
Wow.
But your choice is also pretty good in terms of like how many
Honestly,
animal
yeah.
sidekicks can we
Are
possibly
just
have?
taking up space.
And that's the thing. Not only do we have
Kind of
animal
causing
sidekicks,
trouble.
we have human sidekicks too. Pocahontas has her girlfriend.
Nicole,
Yeah, Nicole,
her girlfriend.
her girlfriend.
She just kind of tattled. She was kind of a snit.
Yeah.
She
John
was a snit.
Smith has like mini Christian Bale.
Thomas.
What's he
Thomas
voiced by
who
Christian
kills Cocoa.
Yeah, who murders someone and
Right.
and takes the blame.
Wait, Thomas gets himself tossed off a boat. First of all.
Yeah, gets
John
knocked off a
Smith-
boat
That's another one that y'all both of y'all should have died. If
Yeah.
you had not been killed in the ocean, like you should have died from illness.
Pretty
2
much
days
everything
later.
in Pocahontas,
You
it's like
been
got
killed.
shot. Yeah, like I'm sorry, people who traveled these distances died all of the time.
Yes.
You are not special.
The 10 of you should have all died. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
can we just say every single side character in Pocahontas is the most useless?
Is useless. I mean, like
because
even like the
Governor
two
Radcliffe
Scottish,
has the
Scottish and the
foppet. Yeah.
Irishman.
Yeah. John Smith gets Christian like little kid guy and the two Scotsmen.
Yeah.
Radcliffe gets his foppish British friend.
See, but like he's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
he's a funny like.
Yeah,
he's
he has personality.
Comic.
He also has the best line in the movie where it's like, "Oh, that's why the Native Americans hate us.
Right.
What? Can we steal
took up the land and ruin their trees? Yeah,
destroyed all their landscape and attacked them." And it's like
That's
that brief moment of clarity where this film punches out of the water and takes an exhausted, panicked breath of sanity.
Yeah, that. I really appreciate him though. Like I really appreciate that character when he shows up with like the fake arrow in his head. Like just because you
he's the only side character.
And like you're still like effing around. Like you're like
he's the only side character in that entire film who does anything of value.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we have two worthless pets. We have a worthless woodpecker. We have a worthless.
We have a self-absorbed, like war leader, Kocoum.
Yeah,
who,
we have
like,
Kocoum who does nothing.
You never
We
saw.
have a girlfriend
Gets
who really just goes.
He runs into.
Yeah, because he just screams like a banshee and gets shot. He did not handle that diplomatically. I feel like the diplomatic process just broke there. Just not even failed, just broke completely. We have a girlfriend character whose only contribution is, he's handsome.
Right, yeah.
And tattling.
Like, she went that way.
Yeah. Lol. I hope no one gets shot from this. We have a little...
It's her fault.
Yeah.
Coco died. She's the one who
She's
sent him out
complicit.
there.
She's complicit. Oh, we need a trial for this.
The only thing Nicole did that was worthwhile was when John Smith was all tied up. And this is my favorite line in any Disney movie. And then she says, Pocahontas wants to look into the eyes of the man who killed Kocoum. Like, it's like this, like, stoic line where she...
Yeah, out of nowhere.
So spiritual. She's like...
Out of nowhere.
Pocahontas wants to look into the eyes
like a
of the
brief
man
moment
who
where
killed
this film
Kocoum.
gets a personality.
Right, yeah.
Where
and
it
then
gets,
like, okay.
Where it figures out this personality of, like, this broad myth. Where the
Right.
rest of it's just dreck. Ooh, that's you know what? I really want to stick with mine, but there's so many.
Wait, I guess...
All of Pocahontas is useless.
Yeah, pretty much. Pocahontas is kind of a useless movie, although it's still one of my favorites. Okay, wait.
Well, because it's a
I can
beautiful
think
film,
of- it
and
is
that's the
beautiful
problem.
music, yeah. But wait, there are lots of other useless characters. And I'm very upset, even though Moana is my favorite movie of all time now.
Yeah.
Like, Hey Hey still
Yeah, we
very
were
much
talking
upsets
about this.
me.
Hey
Makes
Hey-
me very upset.
Like, and I feel like I'm impressed. Like, I understand the character means a lot to the directors and the writers because they kind of had to save him from getting erased from the movie. The story is that originally he was this hyper masculine, like, antagonistic guard chicken.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working, so John Lasseter was like, you guys have 48 hours to figure out how to keep this character in or he's out. And they, like, just decided to make it, wait, wouldn't it be funny if he was just really dumb? If he was just the Curly of chickens? Like, if this were Mice and Men, but with chickens? And I guess I appreciate the commitment, but, yeah, what does he add other than, like, creating problems?
Like, just screaming.
And, and, like,
creating
bad
problems.
screaming chunks.
He only does, like, one good thing at the very end where he, like, catches the heart of Tafiti, like, after falling off the boat.
Like...
She's like, nice work.
Yeah.
And, like, that's like, oh, hey, you're useful.
Well, he's a good combination of... He's useless in universe, where he doesn't help, but he's also useless from a storytelling sense. Because every character is supposed to have a purpose, right? Either they add to the plot, either they add to the personality, either they move things forward, or they're funny. And he's not really any of those. He's not that funny.
I think Hey Hey's purpose was just to remind you throughout the movie that, like, yes, this is a violent film, but no one is going to die.
Yeah.
Because, like, after every, like, traumatic, like, storm in the ocean scene,
like,
the first thing you see is Hey Hey, like, like, he's like, oh, that chicken's still alive, so Moana must be also still alive. Like,
I agree. All right. So...
That's one thing.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Any other ideas that just burst out of your head?
I was also thinking about
the funny thing is, though,
the grasshopper from Mulan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, the grandmother gave him to her for like
good
a
luck.
reason, but like,
Good
he
luck,
really
but she
stuck
doesn't have any
around.
good luck.
She really doesn't have any good luck, even though he does make it through a war in
Yeah.
China.
He survived.
He did survive
A creature that's
war.
only supposed to live for a couple days manages to survive an
To
entire
survive.
war over the vast
Right.
landscapes of China.
Survives an avalanche. Yeah. Among other things, I've survived.
Mushu's kind of useless.
What does Mushu do? I mean, Mushu helps her a little bit with her identity as a he.
Yeah, he
King.
helps.
Achu, bless you. Like, I mean, like, he's hilarious. Like,
Yeah, he's funny.
He is probably one of the funniest characters.
He has a purpose. He's useful from like a film perspective of we need a
Right.
funny
We need
character,
a funny
so we're gonna have
storyteller.
him.
Right.
A story, not so much.
Yeah, he doesn't really add anything. He certainly doesn't help her really do anything. Just kind of be like her, like, to-go parent.
You know,
sort of.
the funny thing is, I'm thinking about it, and for all of our griping about earlier Disney films about like, oh, she's useless, he's useless.
Yeah.
Support characters are not useless. Like all the other
Right.
characters, either they have a really good story sense, like the villains, or like the grandfather, or like the king who's crazy, or they are valuable to the main characters. Like all the mice
Yeah.
help Cinderella, the birds help Cinderella, all the woodland critters help Snow White,
Right.
the dwarves. It's
All her
interesting
queens.
that like the slow transition to as we get noticeably better protagonists, our support characters start finding less and less purpose.
Can I propose a character that I just realized may be sort of useless?
Who?
Lewis,
From
the crocodile.
The crocodile?
The trumpet-playing
Yeah,
alligator.
but doesn't he introduce them to the witch doctor?
But he takes them in the... No, Ray does. Remember? He
Oh,
takes them
right,
in the wrong
right.
direction, and they're like, Lewis?
Oh, crap.
He's
man.
like, I know the way, and then they're going for like days, and then Ray's like, why are you going this way? This is
I don't
not
know.
where she lives.
As much as I love Princess and the Frog, I do admit, every now and then I see like both Lewis and the Firefly, and I'm
Ray?
kind of like, yeah, Ray, I'm so bad with names with these movies.
I'm
There's
very
too
good
many.
with names.
And I'm just kind of like, why are you guys here? I know we need you,
I think-
technically.
I
but
think Princess and the Frog, side note, has one of the saddest deaths. I think the death of Ray is like...
Yeah.
like,
It's so
why they have
interesting
to
seeing
do
the
him
various
like
reactions
that?
because it is a poignant death, but then other people are kind of like, oh,
He's a bug.
yeah, he's a bug. Who really did
But I mean, like, the fact that, like, they took advantage of that by stepping on him.
just, oh,
like,
God, that
what?
sound.
Yeah,
like,
like, yeah, they killed him.
That
Come
sound
on.
design there, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they
Oh,
yeah,
no.
he
No, no,
died.
no.
And they gave him, like, a military-style death. Like, they gave him, like, a full, like, procession in, like, off into the water. Oh, my goodness. But, I don't know, can you think of any other useless characters?
No, I mean, those are the
have
big
we pretty
ones.
much reached all the
I feel like we've pretty much gone through all the major films.
Yeah.
I guess mine would be, I would go with Sebastian and Toucan.
Zazu.
Zazu. Why did I wanted to say Rama.
Rafiki or
Rama.
something.
I was gonna say Ramas, like he was some Egyptian god.
No.
I was gonna go with them on the
Zazu.
grounds of they've been given a job to monitor like 15 and 16-year-olds and they can't get it right.
Yeah, Zazu's useless.
And
I
are you
agree
still
with
gonna go
that.
with all of Pocahontas?
All of the animals in Pocahontas.
Pretty much all of the support characters.
I mean, I feel like in my mind, like I knew undoubtedly. No, Hey Hey is my number one useless.
Okay,
Hey Hey's
you're gonna
my
go
number
with
one
Hey Hey.
Yes.
I wouldn't question that.
Yeah, Hey Hey is useless. And
Yeah.
we don't need him.
A one down point in an otherwise really great film.
Right.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. For first episodes, I thought this was really
I think
fun.
This went really well, yeah.
Ran a little longer than we intended, but a lot of good
Right.
content,
But now we know
I
that
feel
we
like.
can actually talk about this.
Yeah.
For
I was worried we were going to talk about everything for 5 minutes and just going to be like, but
Dead air.
apparently we
Yeah.
can talk about a lot of stuff.
Right, for a long time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy how this came out. I'm
So
excited to do another one.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have this on your airwaves relatively soon and we'll get to work on another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Carter.
And I'm Sydney.
And have, as Disney World says, a magical day.
Magical day.
Do you want to try to sing that better?
No, I don't want to try it.
Good night.
Bye.